Ads funnel structure is an absolutely fundamental necessity if you want to genuinely scale your e-com brand. Unfortunately, most e-commerce brands don't have the right funnel structure for their account. And because of this, they end up blowing thousands of dollars of ad spend without anything to show for it, and end up writing off one of the best ways to scale, which is Google Ads. And after working with pretty much every niche under the sun and generating an average 4x ROAS for 20 plus clients through Google Ads, we've dialed down the process of coming up with the right funnel structure for our clients. And the best part is it works for literally every niche. So in this video, you're about to watch the exact Google Ads funnel training that is responsible for generating more than $15 million for our clients this past year. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so before we get started, you have probably seen this funnel before if you have watched my videos in the past. Now, don't worry, we are adding on a lot more to this funnel within this video. I'm gonna show you the entire structure and the exact campaigns that go alongside this funnel. But the first thing I wanna do is walk you through this because this is the overall high-level structure that you wanna be following in every account, no matter what kind of niche you're in, no matter what you're running, you need to follow this structure from bottom to top to get everything done right. So, as you can see here, I've got the Google Ads marketing funnel, okay? And we've got the levels of budget on the left here, and then we've got the campaigns required on the right here. Now, this level of budget, the budget requirements, is not only the budget guidance, but it's also typically the sort of plan of scaling and expansion that I recommend, right? And it always goes from bottom to top. I recommend starting out with bottom of funnel traffic. There's a lot of reasons for this. The first of which is that it informs your account with a lot more data. The more data you have of high quality customers, the better Google is going to be able to optimize and target the right people in your future campaigns. So I absolutely always recommend starting at the bottom of the funnel and collecting that easy traffic to get some easy wins and to stock up your account with high quality data, right? Now, when we run on low budget campaigns, we typically use branded search campaigns, bottom of funnel search campaigns, shopping campaigns, and PMAX campaigns, right? So branded search is when you're targeting keywords that are specifically related to your brand name. So if your name is Jim's Jeans and you sell denim jeans, then any searches for specifically Jim's Jeans, that's when you want to be showing up, right? Not just a general search for denim jeans, you want to be showing up specifically for your brand name, Jim's Jeans. That's what a branded search campaign is. Bottom of funnel search, on the other hand, is people who have high intent to purchase your product, but they're not necessarily searching for your brand. So this would be a search like women's size 8 denim jeans, or whatever it may be, right? I don't really know women's size very well, so hopefully it makes sense. And then you got shopping campaigns, PMAX campaigns. Again, shopping campaigns that target high intent purchasers, people who are looking for your products. They may or may not know your brand. And then PMAX campaigns also do typically a lot of bottom of funnel targeting, right? PMAX campaigns typically lean towards the bottom of the funnel. Sometimes they are around the middle of the funnel as well, though. Now, what I'm going to do is clock over to the side here. And as you can see, I've classified the type of bottom of funnel campaigns that we're looking at. Now, keep in mind, bottom of funnel also expands over to prospecting campaigns here, but we'll elaborate on that in a little more detail in a moment. So to start with, we've got bottom of funnel, right? Like I was saying, branded campaigns. These are the biggest part of the bottom of the funnel that I see most of the time, right? This is branded search and branded shopping. Now, these are, once again, they're focused on only capturing traffic that is already searching for your brand name. They're used to provide the algorithm with optimization data, like I said, gives you a lot of data to work with, informs the account, tells Google who you're looking for. It clarifies and improves your attribution a lot. When you separate your brand and non-branded traffic, it really helps to have it really helps with attribution, makes attribution much, much clearer, and it protects your brand name from competitor searches, right? So if you have competitors running campaigns on your brand name, trying to steal your traffic, you need to have a branded campaign running as well to make sure they're not stealing all of it, right? Typically in these campaigns, you want to be using manual CPC or target impression share bidding. If you use any automated bidding on branded campaigns, you'll find that Google often inflates your cost per click, pushes up your spend unnecessarily. So always go manual on the branded campaigns. Only allocate a small portion of budget here. Typically it's around 10 to 15%. You only need a really small portion of your budget for a really outsized return on branded campaigns, because these are people who already know about you, people are already searching for you, and you're just the final step of that conversion chain there. And then ensure that you're targeting only branded traffic. Like I said earlier, make sure you're not targeting any prospecting non-branded traffic in these campaigns. Otherwise, again, it's going to ruin your attribution and just mess everything up in the account, so don't do that. All right, next up, middle of the funnel, right? This is when you start to expand your budget a little bit. So that low budget range, you really are only spending, you'd really only need about $50 a day. even as a large brand, to capture your branded traffic. If you want to expand it at bottom of funnel search and shopping, maybe you want to be spending about $100 plus. But typically it's the first part of the budget is spent around this phase of the funnel. The next phase is moving into middle of funnel traffic. And this is where you're trying to capture people who are still interested in your products, but not necessarily as high intent as these real ready to buy users. You do this through middle of funnel search, shopping campaigns, video campaigns, and PMAX campaigns. The ones that we'll be talking about the most here are our prospecting, shopping, and prospecting search campaigns here. So as you can see, these are our primary driver of new customer acquisition. Bottom of funnel is great for getting cheap conversions, but middle of funnel is really good for driving a large volume of new customers. And ultimately, every business needs new customers to grow. You can't just rely on existing customers forever. It's not going to grow your business, right? These are extremely scalable campaigns with good data insights, and they're the most important campaign type, in my opinion. Once again, these are the campaigns that really grow your brand, and they are the most important to get right. To use these, you want to start with manual CPC and then transition to conversion-based bidding. Use a low TROAS when you're running max conversion value bidding. The low TROAS allows you to encourage Google to prospect more heavily, to try and find different audiences, new customers to show your ads to. The majority of your budget should be allocated towards these campaigns, prospecting search and prospecting shopping, and you should exclude branded traffic, very important. Make sure you're cutting out all branded traffic from these campaigns because these are designed for new customer acquisition. All right, next up, we got the higher level of budget here. This is top of funnel campaigns, right? Now, this is usually YouTube ads, demand gen ads, display ads, top of funnel search ads, right? These are the advertising to people who have the least knowledge of you. So these might be people who haven't even considered your product or problem. These are just people who are generally scrolling through YouTube, watching YouTube videos, and then they get an ad from you saying, hey, look, this is our product, this is the problem, this is our solution, would you like to buy it, right? And then top of funnel search is for really, really kind of low intent general terms. So we're looking at stuff like, if you're selling jeans and someone's just searching for like denim outfit, it's like, yeah, it's related, but it's still pretty top of funnel, right? So when we come over here to our top of funnel campaigns here, we can see we got demand gen and video, right? I still like to use video campaigns. Google's going to be sunsetting the video campaign sometime early this year. So we'll have to use demand gen at some point, but for now I find video works better. This is basically just running ads on YouTube, very similar to Meta. It's the closest you can get to Meta on Google. It just shows a whole new, basically, it gives you a whole new stream of top of funnel audiences to advertise to in a very similar way to Meta, right? Creates new demand for a brand once existing demand has already been captured. So that's another thing. I only recommend moving into demand generation once you've already got a solid grasp on your demand capture, right? Both of these here are about demand capture. These are about finding people who are already searching for you and converting them, right? And this is about finding new people to start considering converting with you, right? So you want to go for this real high intent traffic first before moving to demand generation, because it's going to be more profitable. It's going to give you a good baseline to work from, going to give you a lot of data to work with, and it's just generally the right way to go about it. So once you do start introducing demand generation campaigns, it has the lowest ROAS, but often the highest overall impact on growth and new customer acquisition. Now, like I said, these are the most important campaign type. These are the most scalable, your middle funnel campaigns. In saying that, top of funnel can be scaled even further, right? When you're thinking about how many people watch YouTube and how many people can be shown a YouTube ad, the numbers are enormous, way bigger than just the number of people who are searching for something, right? So you can scale really hard, but you have to make sure that you have a profitable ROAS, right? It's hard to break profit on the ROAS, and you do have to consider a lot of factors when it comes to the ROAS of video. It's not as clear as just looking at the platform and seeing the number. Often it actually varies, and you need to consider all the middle of funnel and bottom of funnel effects that come from the top of funnel traffic, right? If you're generating more demand in the top of funnel, it's going to create more people coming through the middle of funnel and the bottom of funnel campaigns, which you can then convert through that search traffic. So make sure that you are really considering how many customers is bringing in. You should be looking at real high level metrics like MER, meter efficiency ratio, finding out how much overall spend is contributing and how much overall revenue, because it's very, very difficult to track direct attribution on these kind of videos. Some tips for these: introduce these campaign types after establishing performance. Like I said, expect a lower ROAS, but overall lift new customer acquisition. So that's it, right? It brings in new customers, but it is expensive, and it's You need to make sure that it's sustainable, and you need to make sure that you're able to afford to generate all that additional demand for the brand. All right, finally, we got remarketing, right? This is a little bit different, sort of outside, but it is technically within bottom of funnel. This is the really, really high intent people they've already purchased from you, or they've already considered purchasing from you. So these people have either been to your website, they've already purchased from you, or they maybe viewed a video from you, anything that indicates they have interest in your brand, right? Use display remarketing, video remarketing, and PMAX campaigns to get to these people, right? To break it down here, I like to use PMAX whenever I can for the remarketing because it has a really, really powerful remarketing algorithm. The only thing is you have to be very careful with PMAX to make sure it doesn't go out of its lane, make sure it doesn't go too crazy and cannibalize some of your other traffic because that can cause issues, right? And then you got display remarketing, which is another much more straightforward and much more transparent remarketing campaign, which is a display campaign. It gives you a lot more data. You can target much more clearly, and it can chase people around the web as well and show them ads. So I do recommend working with both of these, but typically PMAX does do a really good job when it's done right. So these remarket to in-funnel customers. This allows you to leverage PMAX remarketing without encroaching on your branded traffic, right? And that's what PMAX really likes to do. It likes to steal your branded traffic because it provides a really good ROAS. So the goal here is to run the PMAX campaign without advertising on branded traffic, right? So how do we do this? Set a higher TROAS on your PMAX campaign than your prospecting shopping, right? What that does, so like over here, we have prospecting shopping and PMAX. Now, both of these are gonna be targeting the same shopping products, right? But the thing is, if we have a higher target ROAS on here, that says to Google, hey, I only want you to find really high intent customers. What did we say before? Remarketing are the highest intent customers that you have access to, right? So when you have a high TROAS, it says, okay, PMAX, I only want you to find the really high intent, high purchasing, high ROAS customers. And then you set a low TROAS on prospecting shopping, which says, okay, you can try and find some new customers, new people who are less likely to convert. Having this combination here allows you to use PMAX as a remarketing vehicle without encroaching too much on that traffic and lets you have a very clear distinction between new customer acquisition and then remarketing here, right? Also, make sure you exclude branded traffic from PMAX, very, very important. You do this by submitting a keyword list to Google support. So you reach out to Google support and just say, hey, I'd like to submit a keyword list, negative keyword lists on a certain link on Google. Although I don't think you need to do that anymore. I think now they've rolled out negative keywords on PMAX to all accounts. Recently, they've been rolling out to some accounts, but I think it's available on all accounts now. So just check. You probably can apply negative keywords directly to your PMAX campaign. PMAX remarketing alone will be sufficient for most brands, right? To be entirely honest, if you are an e-commerce brand running shopping campaigns and you use PMAX remarketing, that's probably enough for you. You probably will not find profitability in display. Sometimes you can get profitability in display, but it is more challenging than just running PMAX with these strict limits to push remarketing traffic through it. Okay, and that is everything I wanted to cover today with you guys. I hope you got some value from this. And I will also link down below in the description a free optimization guide. So once you do set up a structure like this one, you can completely optimize your account. You can go through and make all the changes that I recommend on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for all your campaign types, shopping, search, PMAX, demand gen, everything. I have it all. Click that link down below. It's gonna be very helpful, all free. Download it if you like. Otherwise, that is all from me today. I appreciate your time and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.